Everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I was just sitting today. Last few weeks have been pretty interesting for me with the market and the way it has been moving, and it got me thinking if I wanted to scale up with my prop firm trading. I have been using Tradeify. I have a 25K Lightning funded account with them. And full disclaimer, I am also an affiliate with them. What it really got me thinking is what is the potential for someone who's probably looking to get into the prop firm game, and me as someone who has used it and has seen the returns. w- what can someone earn, basically, like the title says, if they get an account and they follow the rules and they trade for the remaining of the year, which is the next 2 months. So for this, I would be simply thinking about November and December as the 2 months. And we would be considering trading from the first trading day in November. Before I get into that, I wanted to talk about the products available on Tradeify. Tradeify is a prop firm. It is an really amazing prop firm which provides multiple products. They have a very unique product which is called the Lightning Funded. And what this is where once you buy these accounts, it directly takes you to the funding stage. So there is no evaluation of these. You can choose Trader Weight or Project X. I normally do Project X, which is an amazing platform as well, affiliated with Tradeify. But with the Lightning funded accounts, you buy that account, and every single dollar that you may earn in that account is basically going towards your payout. There are definitely rules, and like any other prop firms, there are consistency rules, the number of days you need to trade, and also drawdown rules, which over here, like you can see, I'm going to focus a lot on the 25K because I feel it's an entry-level product for a lot of customers. Um, for me, it was also an account which feels like is a good practice account in terms of if you're trying to get into trading or you're looking to just get started on the prop firm game. For the 25K account, if you do use the code INIZIO, which I'm going to mention below and also in the description, it helps small creators like me really grow this channel and give back to the community. So regardless of the discount going on the platform. If you use code INIXIO, you would get the best discount for any account right now. If you use the code for Project X, you're getting the account for $256. So you're gonna pay 256. You're gonna get the 25K Lightning funded account. In this account, you can trade a max of 1 minis, which I think is really good because later on in the video, I'm going to explain to achieve your goals with the consistency. Um, what do you need to aim at in terms of the Nasdaq and the ES? There's no daily stop limit, but there is a drawdown of the 1,000 from your previous day close. So that's something for you to keep in mind. This also helps us take trades which have stop loss and has a plan. The drawdown gets adjusted at the end of the day. So like I mentioned, so example, the first day you get an account, it's for 25,000, you add $100, so that's 25,100. Your drawdown, which eventually was 24,000, is also going to move up to 24,100. There is a consistency rule of 20%. And you can get a maximum of 5 accounts. You can copy trade, this is exactly what I was looking at, getting 5 accounts so that I can maximize my process and maximize my payout. So they do also have larger accounts, which is the 50K, 100K, and the 150K. Uh, for the to keep this video consistent, I'm gonna just be focusing on the 25K account. So w- in today's video, like I mentioned, I wanted to talk about the 25K account, the earning potentials for 2025. A very important thing in the prop firm industry, or a lot of traders who do prop firm, is the consistency rule. For us, for the 25K account, it is going to be 20%, and the 90% of your profit withdrawal. So basically, in Tradeify, once you reach your profit goals, and you request a payout, you get to keep 90% of your payout. And again, like I mentioned over here, please use code INIZIO. Right now, you're getting 30% off all accounts, so not just the Lightning accounts, but any account that is available. If the discount goes up on the website, it also adjusts with our code. So you would get the best discount that's available on the website at that point. So we did talk about the 25K Lightning account. Um, the next step is what I really was talking about is for you to think about the potential. I know there is a lot going on this chart. I'm going to break it down for you. So I initially broke it down into 4 segments. So the first segment I want us to look at is the number of trading days left in November. So November has 19 trading days. 27th of November is a holiday, so the market's going to be closed. And again, our consistency rule remains the 20%. When we look at December, we have 21 trading days. And the market is closed on 25th of December for Christmas, and the consistency rule is 20%. Please do keep in mind for this analysis or this hypothetical situation that we're talking about, we are considering that every single trading day you're reaching the 20% consistency goal, and you are green every single day. So do take this with a little bit of a grain of salt, because as traders, we do know we do have green days and red days. But to keep it simple, and for YouTube purposes, I wanted to make sure to analyze how much can you make if you met that consistency goal every single day. So one thing to keep in mind is if you look at your calendar, November has 19 trading days and December has 21. So to average that out and to keep it consistent, I just took one of the days from here and added it here, which gives us 20 trading days in November and 20 trading days in December. That's 4 weeks exact in each month. So again, in November we have 19, which we adjusted and we did 20. So for the 25K Lightning funded, when you open up a new account, your first payout goal is $1,500. So you open up a 25K account, you need to bring it up to 26,500 before you can request for a payout. Once you reach that threshold for your second payout and the payouts moving forward, you would only need to add $1,000. So for the first payout, when we look at the 20% consistency rule, we're looking at $300. So for the first 5 days or the first week, you have to consistently make $300 a day to meet your $1,500. So if you start on a Monday, by the end of the trading day on Friday, you would have added 1,500 and brought your account balance to 26,500 to request a payout. For the 25K Lightning funded, the maximum payout amount of available to a trader is $1,000. So even though for the first payout you have reached 1,500, the maximum amount you can request is $1,000. Um, so that would be your week one. For week two onwards, as our requirement goes down to $1,000 based on the 20% consistency rule, we would only need to add $200 a day for, and that will be for the second payout onwards. So again, even though you're adding 200 per day and you're only adding 1,000, because you have already reached your first payout goal, you will be requesting this whole 1,000, and we would be considering that as your payout. For in Tradeify, once you request a payout, traders can keep 90% of the amount, the profit amount that they have requested. So for our account, for the $1,000 that we request, we would be able to keep 90%. So that's $900. So in simple terms, if you look at it, 5 trading days, 20% consistency rule, 300 per day for the first payout, and then after that, moving to 200 per day to get $900 a week. So once we understand this concept, we just have to move on to how many weeks do we have in November. So in November, we have 4 weeks. So 4 weeks multiplied by our 900, which is the maximum payout a trader can take, $1,000 into 90%, which is what they keep, would bring us to $3,600. So in the month of November, with this one account, if you're right every single day, you could request a payout of $3,600. As we have the same amount of weeks for December, we would simply need to multiply this and we would get $7,200. So for a 25K Lightning funded, if you meet the consistency rule every single day and you decide to take a payout at the end of every single week, at the end of the year, you would have earned $7,200. I think this is, you can also look at this as the maximum amount you can withdraw from this account in the next 2 months. If you're right every single day, you meet the requirement and you decide to take payouts consistently, this is how much you would be getting out of this account. The reason I want you to keep this in mind is in the next slide, what I really want you to see is to get the account, you're only investing $256. So think about it. You go onto the website today, you use the code INIZIO, and you buy a 25K Lightning funded account for Project X. You start trading from Monday, and the way I look at it is even if you calculate 50% in the next 2 months, so basically you request two payouts in November and two payouts in December. So that's basically alternate payouts per week. So you do a payout in the first week, you do a payout in the third week, you do a payout in the fifth week, and you do a payout in the seventh week. You get $3,600. Whereas you only invested $256. That is a one-time fee. So when you would go, you would see Lightning funded 25K, originally 366. We would use Project X. As soon as you input your code INIZIO, which is INIZIO, you would get $110 close to off. Your balance would come to 256.20. You would buy that account and you would start trading right away. If I feel you even reach 50% goal of our situation, which is 3,600, you just 10x your amount. You're doing this sitting at home, trading on one of the best platforms, Project X, with Tradeify, and simply just multiplying an amount where you're consistently trading the market The market has given us opportunities. All we need to do is just catch those opportunities. Now, what has helped me is actually break down this goal on a granular level. So, for our first payout, which we mentioned, which is the 300 per day payout, if you look at it, you only need to catch 15 points on the NQ. If you're if you really study the market, if you mark your levels, if you come prepared, 15 points on the NQ, any trader would say would be a single 5-minute candle for you. And if you're trading the ES, that would be 6 points. And this will only be for the first payout. So once you reach that first payout, your requirement is going to go down to the $1,000. So for the $1,000, based on the consistency, you would only need to add $200 a day, which actually brings it down to 10 points on the NQ and 4 points on the ES, which is so much achievable. You just need to come prepared with a plan. And this opportunity is something that any trader can take advantage of. Tradeify is a platform which is open for all, and most importantly, it's just, you know, s- simple things where if you come prepared, you know what you're doing, you can actually just invest $256 to potentially make 36 or even $3,000 in the next 2 months. It's the holiday season. All of us know that as traders, we can really scale and do a lot of other stuff. All the numbers and everything that I provided here is only for one account. So if you remember at the beginning, I had mentioned that Tradeify allows us to do 5 accounts. So if you decide and you get a payout for your first account, you use all these rules, you do trade, and then the next thing in you use your first payout and you scale into the 5 accounts, and then you do this into 5 accounts. You are close to investing $1,250, where if you're right, 36 into 5. I would let you do the math. That's close to $15,000 for an investment of $1,200. That's something I'm looking to do, and I'm going to be mentioning, I'm going to share with you all my journey and how I do that. Right now, I'm very close to a payout for my first account. I'm going to use that payout going into scaling and getting more accounts. And once I start getting payouts for those accounts, I really want to share this journey so that people can connect and see that it's definitely possible. Tradeify is a great platform. What I also wanted to share is the openness in terms of it's very rare that you look at a prop firm which is so open about its policies, about the products, about payouts. So for the Lightning funded payout, they actually had an whole article with a guidance of every single thing. So like I mentioned, the 20% consistency rule, what is the maximum payout, how much can you basically request for an payout. They also broke it down into granular levels. And most importantly, their staff is really amazing. Their support team is really great. And once you're in the system, this is how your dashboard would look. Obviously, with my dashboard, I have my account, so I wouldn't be pulling that up. You would be able to see they have great tools like journals, so you don't have to, again, invest in an external platform for journaling and stuff like that. They also have an event coming up called the Grand Cup, where you can join that and you can look up all the information over there. It is a great potential for our traders. Um, and I personally believe that if you use the platform right, you have a plan and you consistently make right trades, there is no stopping you. So I appreciate you joining today's video. Again, please make sure to use the code INIZIO to get the maximum payout. So let me just go ahead and show you all what it looks like. So you would go to Tradeify, you would click on you would click on add accounts, then it would bring you to this profile. You would go to the 25K Lightning funded. You would make sure to select Project X. I personally prefer Project X, so that's why I'm doing Project X. I would say get funded. Over here, it will say 366. You would click on the code, and then you would type out INIZIO. You would click apply and you just got the code. I would really appreciate if you use my code. It really helps me as a small creator and also as a trader to really grow this account, reach out to more clients and customers. And I'm really appreciative of you all being here. Uh, I would also request for you all to put it in the comments if you have any questions about uh, what are the prop firms you all use? How has your experiences been? How many of you all have got payouts? Please let us know, and I